guys, welcome and happy Wednesday. Welcome to Beyond the Rider Live with my co-host Denver Woods, Harley, Fatboy Jr., and Brian. He will be the original Brian I'll just be Bree or something tonight. But Brian of Two Riding with Two Indians has joined us. So Brian, welcome. Thank you so much for your time.
What's up, guys? It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. So we don't discriminate. We're going to have everybody here. We like Indians. We're good. Junior, I'm worried about.
Well, I'm not Indian, so
Well, you know what I meant.
No, actually, our viewers probably know what you meant, Brian. Come on, man.
Hey,
look, we just lost everybody. We just lost everybody.
No, I don't know. It's been a day and a half. So, Brian, welcome. Give us a quick pitch for those that don't follow you about your channel, and we'll start from there, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Brian. My wife and I, Barbara, who is my other half and probably the most popular character in our videos. We have a YouTube channel called Ride with Two Indians. We are just this far away from hitting 10,000 subs.
Congratulations.
And we're also on Instagram and Facebook at Ride with Two Indians also. But my whole thing is ride review videos, how-to videos, mainly focused on the Indian brand. But my wife has a Can-Am, and we have 3 Indians actually. We started with 2. We've had 5 total along the way, but now we're down to 3. But it's all about Indians and riding, just having fun with our buddies and travel. A lot of travel stuff too.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on being at 10K. That's quite an achievement.
that is. I mean, come on, Indian is a legendary vtwin when it comes to motorcycles. I mean, you got Harley and Indian. I mean, they're started it all back in the day. It's, I don't think it really matters what you ride. We're all out here for passion. We're all enjoying the road, and ain't nothing wrong with riding an Indian. I did it once.
Thanks for saying so.
What? Denver, you know how this works, right? We have a guest, and when we have a guest, we're nice to our guest. You can be mean to Junior all you want. You can't pick on the guest.
No, hey, there was nothing wrong with it. I was at a dealership, and I was eyeballing the Challenger when they came out. It's like, I just never seen one in person. Me and the salesman started talking back and forth, and we got into old bikes and talking history. He's like, you really know what's going on. I said, I grew up in bikes. He's like, you just need to ride it. I'm like, well, I'm not in the market for buying one. He goes, yeah, I know. He goes,
yeah,
you need to go ride it and experience this thing. I'm like, not a problem. Sign the paper. And so where'd I go? He goes, see you in a couple hours. Sweet. Later.
Yeah, those are the best dealers. So Brian, what do you currently have in your stable?
So we have a bobber that's kind of just like our fun little around town bike that is Barbara's bike. And I have a Springfield that I've been riding for about 3 years. We can get into all the stuff I've done to it later, which are kind of a bunch of fun stories. And then I just got a Challenger 2 months ago.
Very nice.
Yeah.
They are
very
nice.
That Challenger's, yeah, it's an amazing bike.
And I kind of, we've all gone the path, where you just you kind of like do the upgrades as you go. Next month I'll do this. Next month I'll do this. Before I even picked it up, I told the dealer, I'm like, I want a stage 1. I want a stage 2. Get it in, get it done. I'm not going to screw with this forever. And so I picked it up with cams and everything. And that thing hauls ass.
Oh,
that's also
yeah.
Is it brand new then, Brian? It was brand new.
Yeah, for 22. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I was telling Denver that today. I was talking to my dealer about potentially going to a road glide. And I was like, there's part of me that wants to do it, and the other part of me wants to do it when I can just walk in and just make it rain. Just like, I just want everything. Go to stage 8, whatever it takes.
Exactly.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah. Stage 8.
Video
what the hell is a stage 8?
I don't know. It doesn't matter, right? I just want to go in and be like,
I can imagine
that's
a
awesome
Challenger with a stage 2. I mean, it was impressive just stock out of the gate. I was impressed with the handling and the power and everything it had. I was like, dang.
Yeah, it's the handling is what I love the most. I mean, the power, is otherworldly as far as the V-twin goes. But man, the way this thing corners and the way you can get in and out of traffic and get in and out of trouble, and out of trouble, but it's phenomenal. It really is. There's nothing that handles like it that I've been on, unless you hop on a BMW or something like that.
And the Top Gear roll-on is, they get up and go. I mean, I was cruising down the interstate. I was down in Idaho when I took it out for a test drive, and it's like, damn.
Dude, last night I was at a bike night, and it's about 45 miles away. Kind of silly for a bike night, right? But it's a nice ride on the way home late at night. And man, I was on the interstate, and I think I was going about 90, and I just rolled on. And I don't have a tune on it yet because they're hard to come by right now because it's still kind of a new bike. But from 90 to 110, where it pegs, you're there in a second and a half. It's so fast. And, red line's at 6,500 RPM, and at 95 miles, no, at 110, you're at like 4,300 RPM. So it has a long way to go.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait, so there's no tune for the bike?
There is now, yeah, but you can't throw it on a dyno and have a guy tune it. You got to send your ECU to somebody and they program it. There's only 3 shops that are doing it right now. That's Lloyd's, DynoJet, and then a new guy called RVS Performance, and he's the one doing my bike.
Wow, that's crazy. So what are all the mods that you left the dealership with? Like what you
just stage 1 and stage 2.
Okay,
that's
okay.
it.
Right on.
Yeah. And then I put on handlebars myself. I put on some mid-rise bars by KST. I'm sure you guys know who they are.
Right
yep. And I've done a couple other small things, but windshield, that's windshield's number one thing for me. Freedom Shields is my go-to for that.
Yeah, I got a buddy
running
that
for
just got
pipes?
Freedom Shields, and he loves those. He loves those. That
Yep.
product.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And I did grips and some other crap, and I'm right in the middle of doing a bunch of custom dynamics upgrades.
Nice.
They were super kind and sent me a bunch of stuff to put on the bike. And so I just put the adaptive headlight on the other night. And I've got saddlebag lights and some driving lights that are coming on soon.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. What kind of pipes did you put on it?
You know what? So here's the thing, man. And I don't know if you guys want to start diving right into
let's go. We're nerds.
Yeah. Awesome. On my Springfield, man, that thing is, I've got a big bore kit. It's tuned. It's, it's completely badass. I've got a 2-in-1 Freedom Performance set on that.
Nice.
And
nice.
it is loud and proud, baby.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, it sounds like a freaking blown Hemi or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm to the point now where, this Challenger, this is a mile leader in a highway bike. And I did not want it as loud. I wanted to have something that, because I like to do long distance rides, and I wanted to do something that after 700-800 miles, my ears aren't freaking ringing. Because right now I have bad tinnitus as it is, and I know I don't look like an old man, but I am an old man, so I got to start thinking about that shit.
Now, do you ride with plugs at all?
I do. Mm-hmm. I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed a huge difference when I went to the Eargasm plugs because that you don't realize how bad that wind noise gets to you after a while.
Yeah, exactly. It gets super fatiguing, and I've done a bunch of iron butt rides, and same thing, man. After now, if I'm on the highway, I'm wearing earplugs. That's all there is to it.
Nice.
Right on.
Yep.
That's good.
What kind of helmet do you run?
What's that?
What kind of helmet do you run?
I have a couple. I've got a full face Shoei, and I've got just a cheap ass Indian 3/4 that I wear. And I do ride without a helmet a lot in Florida. We're allowed to ride without helmets. I won't say a lot. Sometimes I ride without a helmet, but I had a friend recently that did a face plant while he was riding and kind of messed him up quite a bit.
Wow.
And that has me thinking more and more about wearing a helmet.
Yeah, I had a buddy took a pebble right through the sheep, man.
Oh, really? No kidding.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's full face now. So sometimes it takes that one experience, man. Sometimes that's all it takes. So the Freedom Performance pipe, is it like a turnout, like a side dump action pipe?
No.
Okay, right on.
No. No, but it's not a quiet baffle or anything like that. It's pretty loud. It's pretty damn loud. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Harley 103 had a question. What earplugs are you using? Do you know, or are they just generic?
I have several sets of eargasms because we did a review on those, and I also use the earpiece. But I had to go with the small eargasms. I guess my ear canals are a little small, but I have one that's slightly larger than the other. And Brian, if you wear earplugs, maybe you've kind of noticed the same thing. But I'll switch them out. To me, it doesn't matter. I like the eargas, but I put the quietest filters that I can put in them.
Yeah, because I was using the I guess everyone starts out like with the gun range and stuff with the foam ones. And then when I purchased the eargasms, I couldn't believe how much more comfortable they were.
Yeah, they are definitely comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely worth the investment.
Just with that name, it better be comfortable.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys a question, because I have noticed something that I experienced, because like I said, do you any of you guys, can you ride without a helmet where you live?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Well, in Pennsylvania, we can if I go across the border.
Okay. So when I wear a helmet, it's actually louder than when I'm not wearing a helmet. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, because you get that
You get the
upward
buffering.
sound, that concussion.
You get the vibration transfers through the helmets. Yeah. And so that's one of the reasons why I ride without a helmet sometimes, because it's just quieter or more comfortable. Sounds silly.
Isn't that strange? That's so strange, isn't it? That's so weird how that works out.
Yeah, it is.
See, I've only done it twice, and it just felt very weird to me because, I mean, I've grown up my whole life in Washington. You have to wear one. Went to Idaho, and, I did it one time, and it feels so weird. You almost feel like, in sense of the word, you feel naked.
Yeah. Well, try riding in shorts and tennis shoes, because that's what I wear a lot too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
can't do that.
If it were up to me, that's how I'd be riding my bike. Just shorts, and t-shirt, and flip-flops.
It's freaking hot here. Well, I don't wear flip-flops. I draw the line at flip-flops.
Dude, I actually yesterday saw a guy on a crotch rocket riding in slippers. You've got to be kidding me.
Especially
right now, romper and slippers on.
I mean, he had like the Joe Rocket coat, riding pants, and then slippers. I mean, like the ones you go buy at Walmart. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
I don't know what it is, because I feel more aggravated when somebody's riding in shorts than I do with somebody with no helmet, because I feel like there's just basic things you should have. Like people that don't wear gloves. It's everyone's choice, but it drives me insane, because I'm like, I have to have gloves on.
I catch flack for it all the time, but if you see my videos when I rode down to the Keys, I'm in shorts for hours on the bike, and I'm honestly comfortable. But man, it's literally 100 freaking degrees here, and if you're putting on riding pants, it's almost unbearable, especially when you're sitting on a hot motor. In traffic, it's awful.
Yeah.
So I wear shorts. It's probably not the smartest thing to do, but I'm not the smartest guy, so whatever.
Well, and see, for me, living up in the Northwest here in Washington, I always wear jeans, and just from, accidents I've seen and, whatnot, it's like, I won't ride in shoes and tennis shoes. It's just, for me, I'm not comfortable with it. It's always, put on my boots, and, even if it's hot outside and I got to go somewhere, I want to take the bike and I'm wearing shorts, I'll come inside and I put on jeans and, throw my boots on. And that's just, for me, that's how I'm comfortable riding. And that's just how it works for me.
It's smarter. I'm not going to argue with you. I mean, it's the smartest thing to do, wearing a helmet, all that stuff. And I rarely wear gloves. I only wear gloves if it's cold out.
Yeah. Quick shout out to everyone in the chat room. Appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We got started hard. Thank you guys all for coming out.
Oh shit. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't even have this up on YouTube. I'm watching it here on our backdoor portal here. So let me bring that up.
Yeah.
Hope you don't mind if I turn away here.
No, not at all,
No,
guys.
you're
Thank you all for joining us. I know this is a big live night tonight, so I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in.
Oh yeah, who's on? So
oh shit. See, I can't do that because okay, now I can. There we go.
Yeah, it's really weird this way this works. I really wish that there was a way for all the people that are on the show itself to actually interact, but you can't. I can only do it.
yeah.
It's kind of weird. So the Keys,
All right.
the Keys is on my list of places I want to ride. That looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I was watching a video. These guys were renting scooters. I'm like, see, that would be so much fun. Forget my big bike. I just take a scooter.
No.
That's the whole life down there is scooters, man. That's how you get around down there. It's the only way you can find a place to park.
Yeah, that's funny. That's in Waikiki back home. Like that's all you see people on, or all moped scooters. Like, you know, it's kind of fun out there when you're doing that around Waikiki.
All right, I see some of my people on here. HD
Nice.
Ronnie G, what's up? How's it going? Heath, I'm sure some of these guys follow you guys too. Mike Marcus, holy cow, what's he doing here? He's the world.
He said helmets are like condoms. Once you take it off, you never want to go back to wearing one. I wouldn't know. I've never put one on, but thanks, man. Good to know.
That's my boy, Mike.
and Junior, you only got 16 minutes in. That's all I'm saying. That White Claw has messed you up, man.
Yeah.
Now, I just got back from Vegas, man. The last thing I should be doing right now is drinking, man. But
I just watched The Hangover for the first time.
I don't know. Technically, you're not drinking. It's a White Claw.
well, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. What do you got? Coors Light? What's going on?
No, buddy. Rainier.
Oh,
And I did just finish the voodoo.
Is this a rule? Are we supposed to have a cocktail? Because
you don't have to have a cocktail.
Oh
Yeah.
man, the Russians
Don't
are
worry.
here. Hold
Yeah.
on, I got to go deal with the Russians. They're back.
Are they
And the
back
mix is
already?
ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to flex, but I have a pretty strong following with the Russians apparently. So I'm welcome, das Padanya, all that.
You are
stuff.
Russian, so
No, I was taking my time. Let's see. Oh, let's block
James, awesome.
Bye.
Yeah, James is Mr. Faceplant. My buddy James, we call him Drippy.
Drippy.
That's his name. He's
What's
a
his
good
YouTube?
dude. What's that?
What's his YouTube? What'd you say it was?
No, he doesn't have a YouTube channel.
Oh.
He's
Okay.
just a local around here. We all ride together.
Oh, right on.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So you got a strong core of guys that you ride with, guys and gals?
Yeah, well, okay. So I'm sure HD Ronnie G will pop up because when you say I have a strong group of guys that I ride with, they kind of have a nickname for me around here. It's called
boy.
Santa because I only come out once a year. But they're just
No
making fun of
buffaloes
me.
in the house.
I like
Uncle Buffalo.
What's that?
No, I was saying, what's
Sorry,
up, Uncle
we all
Buffalo?
get excited when El Buffalo shows up.
Yeah, because I'm either, like we said before, I'm either editing or I'm working, and my work schedule is just bizarre. So I'm constantly doing one or the other. But I do get out and ride. I got out several days this week, and last night I was at bike night, so I don't want to hear any crap from you, Ronnie.
Jason, yeah, exactly.
I rode a whole 6 miles to the doctor's office today, and it felt amazing. I was like, "Oh man, this is what it feels like to ride again." Holy!
Did you wear your Dixon flannel?
Yeah.
I did.
All right, nice.
Yeah, because now I'm just gonna go. I mean, maybe I should forget buying a bike and just keep buying Dixons. It's about the same cost.
Can I take the next question?
Sure.
Brian, so what got you into riding? Like, how long you been riding and all that good stuff? Like, as far as like the real meat and potatoes of why you ride.
So it's kind of a funny and a long story, but I'll try to shorten it down a little bit. But when I was a kid, I rode dirt bikes, and my mom and dad divorced. And obviously, when you're just living with your mom, they kind of have like a no motorcycle thing.
Yeah.
And when you're 12 years old, there's not much you can do about it. But some of my buddies had bikes and rode a little bit kind of with them, but, moved on with my life and didn't get around bikes at all. And then funny thing, my 18-year-old son went out and bought a bike kind of without Barbara's permission. And it was not a good day in the Remington household.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he moved away and left the bike in our garage. And she got a wild hair one day and said, I'm going to learn to ride his motorcycle. Watched some YouTube videos and came home. I was cutting the grass and she's like, hey, this motorcycle thing is pretty fun. Why don't you take it for a spin? And I did. And she looked at me and she goes, why don't you go buy a bike? And, she didn't have to ask me twice. So I was out the door and we got a bike. And then, you know how that goes. You start with a small one and then work your way up. And,
Yeah.
Yep.
What'd you end up starting with?
I started with a Scout, an Indian Scout.
Nice.
A friend of mine had one, and it was really cool. I loved the way that it looked, and it seemed crazy to me. But when I sat on a Springfield or the Indian Roadmaster, and I looked at street glides, and I was actually going to buy a Road King. That was my go-to, but to me it just felt too heavy for a first-time bike kind of thing. Yeah, and went to a Scout.
That's the bike I originally was going to get, was the Road King.
Yeah.
Right on.
So how long you been riding on the road?
4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you enjoy getting out and like traveling, like 2, 3, 4 multi-day, adventures on your bike?
I do. Yeah. And we like to go on riding trips and now we do trailer our bikes some places when we go, far away. Like we've been out west to Colorado. We trailered up to Sturgis. We go up to the Carolina mountains quite a bit.
Oh, very nice.
Barbara likes to be comfortable in the truck, so she doesn't like to do long trips on the bike. So we trailer them. But I'm comfortable doing the long road stuff. I mean, that's why I bought the Challenger, because I definitely want to do more trips on the bike. But I'll bang out 1,000 miles, no problem. Ronnie G will attest to that.
Yeah, Ronnie G's got a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bri.
No, I was going to say it's.
Ask Remington about his off-road reading the Scout on the dragon or on the tail of dragon.
Oh, there's a story here.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Ronnie. I appreciate that.
Man, I love this Ronnie guy already, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I tell you what, you guys ought to have Ronnie on your show, because that guy is a laugh riot. He's a good time.
We can make that happen.
Yeah. So we were doing the Dragon. I think it was the first time that we rode Tail of the Dragon, and I was following behind Barbara, and she kind of went wide, luckily on the mountain side of the road. And I just got behind her and was watching her rear. And you know how they say, where you look, you're going to go, right? And she went right onto the edge of the road, right on the white stripe. And I followed her right into the dirt. Of course, she didn't go in the dirt. I went in the dirt. And I went down a little swale. I motored out. I didn't drop the bike or anything. But thanks for bringing that up, Ron. I appreciate that.
Thanks for bringing it up, Ronnie.
Bodine had a really good question. How did you start out in photography and videography? What got you into that?
Well, so it kind of starts with the YouTube channel, I guess. I've always kind of been a video guy, but I don't know, man, it's honestly hard to remember. I shot a wedding for a friend of mine once, and I did not have professional gear. I did not have any of that. I just agreed to do it. And I had a lot of fun editing it. And then right about the same time, my mother passed, and I did a memorial video for her. And that was very therapeutic for me. And I realized that I just enjoy the whole creative process. And we were riding, and we were heading out to Sturgis. We were going out to the Black Hills in Colorado for a 2-week trip. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to bring some cameras, and I'm starting a YouTube channel, and I'm just going to do it. What the hell? I'm just going to do it, And I started messing around with it. And, I'm just kind of a geek. Like you said, Bri, I love stuff, and I love photography things, and I love learning, and I love technology, because that's kind of the industry I'm in. I'm in a technology industry. And man, I want, just like my bike, I want like all the cool shit, all the best stuff I can get, so I can produce better content all the time. And I just love the creative part of it. I love editing. I love taking just a bunch of raw footage and making something fun and interesting out of it that people get a kick out of.
That's awesome, bro. Your passion is, to hear your passion is pretty awesome, man. It gives me goosebumps.
So what's your gear lineup?
What's your gear? What are you using to edit and stuff?
Video side.
Oh, well, that's a good question. So it's kind of diverse. I've got 2 GoPros. The camera that I've got right here, which makes an incredible image. I love this camera. This is a Sony A6500, which is a mirrorless camera. It's kind of like a DSLR, but it's not a single lens reflex. It's mirrorless. So it's a little smaller, more compact, but it makes a great image. And I've got a whole bunch. It's interchangeable lenses, right? So I can change all the lenses and go, long range, medium range, prime lenses, which are one focal length. And then I've got, hang on. Oh, so here's one of my GoPros right here. All right, I use this on a suction cup all the time.
Okay.
This thing comes in real handy a lot. This is a GoPro. Oh, look at it. This, I didn't plan this. This is the one I use on my helmet for when I do my moto type vlogs, like a Bodine would do. This is really cool because if you got a full face helmet, I don't know if you can see, but this just like clips in onto your helmet, right? And so you got the camera here, but you got the little microphone there. And the mic.
Where did you find that? I've never seen that.
That is crazy.
Before.
Right? And the thing that's badass is that if you're not recording, you just unclip it and throw it in your bag.
Where did you find that?
Well, if you go to my video, best motovlog setup, I've got links to all the Amazon. I've got all the Amazon links for our affiliate channel.
Because that's my biggest frustration is I don't like using my primary helmet for my motovlogging stuff.
Right.
So I hate having all the clips on there, and I hate having a second mic sitting in there.
Right.
That's
so I don't know if
really
you can
cool.
see this, but you got the cameras there, and then I've got the mic adapter for the GoPro.
Yeah.
Right. Hang on a second.
So that's an 8. Is that an 8 or 7?
That's an 8.
Okay.
Hang on. All right, we get some light here. All right, focus. There we go.
Nice.
So look at that image. Is that awesome or what?
Yeah,
So
it is.
there's the mic adapter. That just plugs in right up here. And then the mic, it's the purple Panda mic.
Yeah.
All the wiring and cabling is stuck in there, and then the mic is on the inside of the helmet on this little thing. So it just clips on your helmet, and it's awesome, man. I love it. Absolutely love it.
That's like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you got to watch my video.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
I mean,
It sounds amazing too. It really does.
Yeah.
the purple
Man, I'm
pen
gonna
is a
check
really
that out.
good mic.
I need to get that.
That's what I use with my Rode system. That's a really good mic.
Right.
So do you shoot with? Do you have one Sony? Do you have multiples?
Well, actually, stand by right there.
Uh-oh.
Play the Jeopardy theme.
We're going down the
Charlotte
rabbit
watching.
hole.
She's like, "You're gonna get what now?" She's probably like, "Dang, great, got another
All right,
second is gonna sit there."
I've got another Sony camera here, which is a Sony ZV-1, and it is a vlogging camera, right? So you got a screen that you can turn around. Oh, check this out! You guys can actually see.
Ooh.
Look at that. But this is a vlogging camera that I use, and this makes a fantastic image too, and it's actually got better stabilization than this one. So it's good for just walking around and shooting video. It's very compact. The batteries last a long time. I love this thing also.
And then what do you use for audio for that one?
It's got, man, this thing has a great internal mic. That's what the little dead cat is for up here. There's one that sits right on top here. So I don't really use an external mic, but this one has an external mic. Here, I use a Rode external Rode Micro, I think is what this is called.
Yeah.
So
right
Denver, you taking notes, buddy? You got to up the camera game.
I have the Rode LE for my iPhone, but I can put it on. I have my gimbal and whatnot, and I have a Rode mic LE that plugs right into my iPhone.
Okay.
And he has
But
a Blue Yeti.
But when it comes time to upgrade, that's I'm taking plenty of notes.
Remember, Denver, you got to start at 4K if you're serious. Don't worry about the other stuff. It's got to be 4K.
Oh, right. Okay.
Go 8. You'll future-proof yourself.
Can you send me your bank card?
Sure. It's not going to get you anywhere, but absolutely. Here, take a snapshot of it right there.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
So
What were you gonna say?
I use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit.
Nice.
And I started with Premiere Elements, which you can get for $100, and it lasts you forever. but I subscribe to their cloud service so I can get Photoshop and stuff like that. So I can make good thumbnails and.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Now, do you PC or a Mac guy? It looks like a PC back there.
Oh, it's a PC. Yeah. I custom built this thing. Yeah.
Nice.
It looks fast just by looking at the monitor.
That keyboard looks really fast.
It's a stage 2.
Just it's stage 8. Stage 8.
Stage 8, baby. Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, that's awesome.
YouTube Inception. Yeah. So did you see Mike's comment there? YouTube Inception. There we go.
Ooh, Ty's got the Sony ZV-1. I've heard of that camera too.
Yeah. This is an older model. They have the ZV-10 now, but I got all this crap just sitting here. And then I got a really nice mic back here. That's a Rode NTG2 that I do all my voiceover work on.
Nice.
And I record that on a Zoom H6 Pro down here because for some reason this doesn't integrate well into the computer. So I record it on this little recording device here.
Right on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jason Setzer would be going nuts right now.
Yeah, I totally geek out on this stuff. And I've got a drone and, some other stuff too.
Oh, yeah, the drone footage. Ooh.
I'm trying to stay away from the drone. It's just one more thing I don't want to spend my money on.
I tell you, the drone, it adds a lot to the videos, but you got to use it sparingly. You can't just sit there and throw up 10 minutes of drone footage because that gets really boring.
Yeah.
And the other thing is it really, man, it's a pain in the ass when you're out riding with your buddies or whatever to stop, break out the drone, say, all right, everybody go back and drive back this way. And I'm going to get video of you, doing this. And then you're never in it because you're the one flying the drone.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'll be close to 10K and then 20K and then 100K, and then you can hire somebody.
Yeah, you can just get DJI to start sending you stuff. Say,
man,
send me some free stuff.
You guys are singing my tune because I tell you, I get so frustrated because there's so much stuff I want to do that I can't do. But in due time, they say, right?
Yeah, like I had to teach myself how to edit, and it's I'm still learning, but the time it takes to do that, and then you sometimes you're spending up to an hour doing a thumbnail. It's like it's a full-time gig, man. Social media, YouTube, and all, and I don't want to take away from the fun, but I also don't want to have a backlog of all this content from last summer that's still sitting, and it's good stuff. I just put out a video from Bike Night months ago over the summertime, and it was such a great video. I mean, the footage was great, and then up until the time I'm editing it, I'm like, I can't believe I waited this long.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-part series.
Bike Night was a long time ago.
If I put it all down as one video, it's like an hour. So, then you have that problem. Am I going to have a video that's an hour long? No one's going to watch that. I can barely get 5 people to watch my videos now. So,
yeah. The longest I have is 30 minutes, and it's an amazing video, and it keeps you engaged the whole time. But a lot of people just look at it and go, "Wow, 30 minutes!" I don't even want to get involved with it.
As soon as they see the video and they see how long it is, they're like, maybe later. So I'm trying to keep it to at least 15 minutes, 20 the longest. But I said that about the last video I dropped, and it ended up being like 26 minutes. So.
Yeah, you got to hook them in the beginning, man. You got to make the first part of it really fun. You got to show them clips of everything that's going to happen throughout the video, so they can want to stay engaged with it.
That's funny you say that because I finally did that on this video. Like it's the first beginning part of the video, someone doing a wheelie, So
right, yeah.
Well, that's a really good segue. So what do you? I mean, you're sitting at 10,000 subs, which is, you've obviously put the work in and you produce high content. Someone that's not in your shoes, someone that's starting out, smaller channel, what would you say was what helped with your recipe for success?
Oh, that's a really good question. And there's a Facebook page called Motovloggers and YouTube Support, right? Mm-hmm. And it's, there's some guys on there, and I tell you, man, there's this one guy called Riding Humboldt County. His name is Greg Vincent.
Yes, I know him. He's amazing.
Right?
I just got off the phone with him before I got on with you guys. That's so funny.
Really? Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
So great guy. I watched one of his videos when he first put it up, and he was like, "Oh, I pulled out all the stops on this one, and this is like the best video ever." And I commented and I said, "Hey man, your video's okay, but there's some things that I would do, that are different. And if you're gonna say this is the best video ever, it better be pretty freaking good, right?" And he emailed, and I said, "Email me if you want some pointers or whatever." And so, for the last 3 or 4 months, I've been working with him in the background, giving him tips and trying to help him and everything. And he's listened to everything I've said, and he's been phenomenal. And I love this guy, and I love what he's doing. The other guy, there's another guy on there who posted this video. It was just horrifically boring and ponderous. He's like fiddling with his keys and walking through his kitchen and scraping chicken off his plate or something. I mean, it's just awful. And I said, "Hey man, if you want some tips or whatever, let me know. I'd love to help you." And he's like, "Screw you. I know what I'm doing." I'm like, "All right." And, but to answer your question, my biggest tips, I guess, would be to try to shoot content that is interesting to other people, not just interesting to yourself. Try to show people things that they haven't seen before. One of the things that people comment on my video about is that like the video is always changing, right? I mean, we all know that people that watch YouTube have the attention span of a cockroach or a goldfish, right? It's just like, if you're not keeping it, so lots of B-roll, you always change the video, change the music constantly. I do that. In a 10 or 12 minute video, I'll use 5 or 6 different pieces of music, right? And if you watch a reality TV show, if you watch, anything on television, that's what they do, man. They're always changing the video. They walk up to the house, it's one piece of music. They walk through the door, it's another piece of music. They go to a restaurant, it's another piece of music. And you got to just keep changing it. That's my biggest piece of advice, because people get bored really quick.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's well, and it's hard. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say then I feel better about using Epidemic Sounds if I'm constantly changing the songs. Like paying that $15 a month and only using one song every video.
I use 2 music services. I use SoundStream and Epidemic also, because
nice.
SoundStream has a lot of music, but I've practically run through it all in about 2 years. And here's something else: I never have used the same piece of music more than once. All right.
Good,
except for in an intro or, something like that's a segment or something that I repeat over and over again. I'm always using something different. And I experiment with different types. I'll play jazz. There'll be rock. There'll be, some hip hop stuff, all kinds of stuff. And here's the honest truth, man. I spend as much time literally picking the music that I spend editing the video. Like, I will just go through song after song after song after song, literally 100 different songs. And then boom, that one song hits me, and that's perfect for this piece.
Yeah.
For this 30-second segment.
Yeah. But that's how when you put in that time, though, that's how you get, the quality of the video truly stands out. So that's good, man. That's really good to hear. That's good. That's really good to see how other people are doing it. I like that. I like
Appreciate
that approach.
Thanks.
Now, do you shoot native 1080 or do you shoot 4K?
Well, this camera is so good. Believe it or not, this is 1080 right now, just for streaming purposes. But on the GoPros, I shoot 2.7K. Okay. Everything's always in 2.7 because that's the highest you can get and still get good stabilization, right? And then on this camera, or I will shoot some stuff in 4K for sure. If it's a big landscape or something like that, a big area. And that's something that I've gotten better at is before, if you're used to shooting with a GoPro, you're running and gunning, right? Turn it on, record. Turn it off, turn it on, record. That's it. You just hit the red button on the top and go. But when you're using a DSLR like this or the little Sony ZV-1, sometimes it's good to experiment with different video settings, different frame rates. That's super important, so you can get slow motion content into your videos also. So, one other thing too, as far as advice for other people, if you're starting out, don't watch other YouTube motovlogger creators, like people in our community. Watch channels that focus on cinematography, on storytelling, on, correctly using your photography gear. That's where I've picked up almost all my stuff, man. Guys like Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon and
McKinnon's fantastic.
What's that?
They're
McKinnon's
phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah. I mean, Casey Neistat's kind of like I don't like him personally, right? But his editing is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of love and support there, Brian. I'm like, I don't like him. I don't like the guy, but
he gets political, and I don't like when he does that shit. I don't want to know like nobody. I don't never talk about my political positions and stances and stuff. People don't want to hear that, and I don't want to be preached to. So
I think that's a really good point too, because I was talking to somebody the other day about this, that I feel like the more YouTube you consume, the more you get burnt out, because there's only so much you can watch. And I feel like if you watch one side of YouTube, but you create another, it's sometimes better. Because like I can watch Potato Jet and McKinnon all day long. Or Matt, is it Hopa Hopa? I forget how he says.
Yeah, Matt Hopaja or whatever. Yeah,
and
he does some great stuff.
I can watch that, and I'm like, well, I don't know I ever could do that, but damn, I'll watch this all day.
I know, but you pick up one little thing, right? And that's just one thing that you put in your video, and it just changes everything.
Right.
And that's why I've stepped up my game, because I watch those guys, I think.
Yeah. Now, what are your feelings like with your post editing? Are you doing a lot of LUT work, or are you doing just your own color
I don't
correction?
do any LUTs, but and for people who don't know what that is that are watching, they're basically a package that does color correction on your film, right? So it creates a special look for the entire project. I don't have time to bother with that, but I do color correct. I will change the tint and the tones, and which that people don't realize when you have 300 clips in a video, right? And you're adjusting all of them. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it really is. But don't use LUTs, but I'll tweak the exposure and the contrast sometimes, just to get it just to make it better, not to create a look, just to make it better.
Sure.
Right on. Wait, real quick, Lighting on Twos was saying, I'm over here with my notepad out, jotting the great info. I'm going to watch the video back to get all. I'm going to do the same thing.
Exactly.
Well, I know too, just sub.
Gliding.
That's awesome. Well, and I think that speaks to your commitment too, Brian. I think it's great that you're giving back with that, because a lot of people think it's all the secret sauce and they're very competitive with it. I think that's great.
No, I think, and there's a lot of videos that I have put out where I do kind of like a quick behind the scenes, to show people what gear I'm using, or like I just put a video out, and it was, I can't remember what it was about, but it was just a couple of videos ago, but I talked about how I shoot B-roll, right? So I went on a ride and I was doing something on the ride, and I talked about, now I've gone all this distance. I got to turn around and come back the same road and shoot B-roll the entire time that I'm coming back the other way. So I can just layer it over, and it just adds so much to the video instead of just a helmet cam looking through my handlebars, because as human beings, we look down at our feet, we look over at the side, we look all around, and we want to see all those different things. It just keeps the video more interesting, in my opinion.
Do you have a 360 camera?
No, I hate those.
Good. I don't want to talk about it if you do.
Okay, good.
Look, let me tell you why. Because the resolution is terrible on those, right? Unless you're looking right in the middle of the lens.
Yeah.
That's a standard lens, and I'm in the video industry kind of. So when you have a warped lens covering the imager, all the pixels are in the middle, and all the pixels along the outside are stretched. Yeah. And so when you digitally pan the camera to the left or right. You go from a good image to an awful image. And maybe that's super picky of me. I mean, they're cool, right? They're really cool that you can have a camera floating around out there. You can get any what's the word?
Yeah, perspective. No, you get any angle, like you get
any angle.
Yeah,
any angle, right?
Yeah,
you get any angle. But to me, I want pure, good quality video the whole time.
Yeah,
which is understandable.
Yeah.
I know. I guarantee you, Peter McKinnon doesn't use a 360 camera.
Well, El Buffalo, you just got called out.
Nah, Uncle Buffalo. I like Uncle Buff. He's especially on his straightaway shots where he's just on a straightway, and I like seeing that because it's beautiful in New Mexico, man. And it's the stuff that he's capturing is amazing. I love his stuff. 360 is not for everyone, but there's some channels, some folks that use it that I really like.
I think it's like anything; it can be overdone.
But then again, I have really good eyes, so I don't think I think I have my own thing with the pixelation stuff that's going on. I'm not to get all crazy technical because I don't know what I'm talking about, but for some of the stuff that people use with the 360, I really enjoy.
Like I said about using a drone, man. Drones are awesome, but if you overuse it, it's just not interesting.
Yeah, I think that's very true. I mean, they can be good for you're going somewhere, a 5 to 10 second clip, go to a different camera roll. I mean, if it's just nothing but drone, it can get boring, but they do have their highlights where it can really bring a whole different aspect to your video.
Totally different dimension, especially if you have stuff in the foreground, But to me, those are establishing shots, right? That's what they call it. You go wide first, show everybody where you're at, and then go narrow, right? Yeah. And so when you have a drone and you say, okay, I'm in this area, here's a big picture view of the area that I'm in, and then now, and you get that in just a few seconds, unless it's really cool, like it's at night or something like that, and you want to hold the shot for a little bit longer. And that's another pro tip, kids. When you're filming, hold the shot a little bit longer. Right? Don't go, oh, this is really cool, and then pull the camera away. Yeah. Hold it there.
Yeah.
Force yourself, because that extra 3 or 4 seconds when you're editing really helps having it there. Right?
You can never have enough of a shot. For
exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. Hold the shot.
No, I think it's an interesting point because I think people get caught up in these crazes of the newest thing comes out. Like a GoPro footage looks really good until you put it next to a real camera, and then you're like, oh, this is shit. you forget. I don't shoot on my bike as a rule, or at least I haven't recently. And then when you switch back, you're like, what is this? This is horrible. Oh no, this is the way it's supposed to look. Okay.
Right.
Wow. It's interesting. Now I think I think variety mixes it up a lot. That's solid advice.
Yeah. If you have the money, not everyone's rich like Bry over here. Not you, Brian. I was talking about Bry.
Bry. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, the company paid for most of it. Just
Bry's got like every sponsor known to man.
That's right. I'm surprised you're not switching hats yet.
Hey,
I know.
In all fairness, when the CEO called me and asked me what camera I wanted, I told him, and he didn't balk. So what are you gonna do?
Jeez.
Nobody doesn't go with it.
Camera.
Well, no, we had camcorders for work, and we were looking to switch. No, unfortunately, that's not true. We were looking to go mirrorless, and that was sort of the long-term dream, and we finally just did. So
what do you use?
So I personally have a Canon RP. I've always been a Canon guy for my short strayed to Nikon, and then I came back because it felt dirty. I'm totally joking. I don't care what you use. For work, I use a Canon R6, and then I have an RP personally. And we have I'm a big fan of the mirrorless cameras. They're extremely versatile.
Yeah, they're so convenient.
Any of the platforms. It's funny because I had a Nikon 51-2 MF, the manual focus one. And when I traded it in, the guy said to me, oh, you don't want to do this. I said, why? He's like, oh, the new cameras you can shoot video on. I'm like, who's going to shoot video on a DSLR? that's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And now I'm like, you know,
all about it.
I'm sitting in a meeting going, we're ditching our camcorders. We're going mirrorless. You know, it's amazing what a few years does.
Right.
Yeah. I owe Buffalo a sponsor check. I have to support him. That's my other child, apparently.
Love Uncle Buffalo. So Bryce, so you gonna go to Sturgis this year, or what are your plans? You got any?
No. So let's talk about that, right? Plans coming up. In June, we're going to Durango, Colorado for what's called the Durango Rendezvous. And it's kind of an Indian-centric event, but obviously all bikes are welcome. But it's basically 4 or 5 days of riding, the $1 Million Highway and, out to Keystone and all those great Colorado rides. So we're going to be doing that. I've got a couple stops to make along the way that I can't talk about yet, but that's one of the trips that we're doing this year. Next year, me and HD Ronnie G and a couple of those other yahoos that were piping up earlier, we're all going to Sturgis next year. We're riding all the way up.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. It's going to be my 60th birthday. So that's kind of like, the year of it's not actually on my birthday, but for my 60th, I wanted to go to Sturgis and ride out there. And I'm taking extra time and riding around. I'm taking a few weeks off to do it.
There's no way you're
there
50.
you go.
Ryan, you cannot be 59 because Denver and Bry both look way older than you, man. There's no way.
I'm 58. Yep.
Why are you so hurtful,
Wow.
Junior?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Come on.
That's the White Claw talking. We're going to have to ban you.
Well, my birthday's in like 4 weeks, bro. Really?
59, right?
And what are you getting them?
44, dog.
Yeah, what are you buying them, Junior?
I'm older than you. You better respect your elders, son.
I'll give you a backhand.
He might
so
like
violent,
that, though.
bro. Why you always just let's go to violence, man?
Sorry.
I can't wait to hug you, man.
It's a tendency.
Brian, I apologize. It's like babysitting 2 children someday.
That's okay.
It's a years behind the razor wire. Sorry.
So one other thing that we got coming up is in a few weeks is Bike Week, right here in Daytona, which is not far from me. I'm for those of you who don't know, I'm in the Orlando, Florida area, and Daytona's right up the street, and we are having a get together on March 12th. So a bunch of our fans are coming out, and if you go to Facebook at Ride with Two Indians, there's an event posted there. So on the 12th from 11 to 1 p.m., we're going to have a big event. We've got food, drinks, some totally D-level celebrities.
Nice. So Junior will be there. I understand.
Exactly.
I'm no celebrity, baby. Nope.
Yeah, he's in the
He
Z
said
range.
D-level. We might be able to get you in at D-level.
I'm not any
Z.
level, man.
Z into the alphabet.
I'm sorry, Brian. We interrupted you.
No, that's okay. But it's going to be a good time. We had a get together last June up in Robbinsville, up in the mountains, in the Smoky Mountains, and we had 45 people come out. We had some local people, and we had people ride from as far away as Texas, 1,200 miles away. And Brandon Picasso even came.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Very nice. He's a nice guy.
Dude, he is amazing. He is such a pleasant human being. I was honored that he showed up. Totally surprised me. We had no idea he was coming. And but it's going to be more. We have a video about that out there too. It's probably go back to like June or July on our channel and you'll see it. It's that's our big 26-minute video. And in that video, you can see my good friend HD Ronnie G absolutely roast me mercilessly for 10 solid minutes. It is some of the funniest shit you will ever see.
Oh, that's
Actually,
awesome.
Hey, Brian, Motor Ramblings had a great question for Brian.
Okay.
I missed the meetup in the Northwest North Carolina. Are you coming back that way? So I guess he's asking if you're coming back to Western North Carolina.
Yeah, there's a good chance we will be back up there this year. Our group, all the guys that popped in earlier, and I can't see if they're still there, but they are doing a ride up there, but it happens to be the same time I'm going to Durango. So there's probably a very strong possibility we'll be back up there around August or September.
Very nice.
What's that process?
Very nice. Oh, thanks, Mike. Thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks for subbing to Brian's channel.
Right on, Mike.
That.
Thank you, sir.
Mike.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Check out our videos, man. They're I put a lot of work into them, and a lot of people enjoy them. I hope you do too, man.
Brian, I'm going to send you like a folder of about 7 videos. Can you go ahead and edit those for me?
You're going to get a bunch of PDFs. Can you just handle all that for us?
Yeah. Guys, I want to get out west to where you're at, and I want to see Greg. I want to ride with Greg, and I want to ride with you guys. My plan, maybe in another year, is to do a coast-to-coast 50 ride. That's, from Jacksonville to San Diego in 50 hours.
There you go.
Sweet.
After I do that, then I'm going to PCH it all the way up and hit Crater Lake, and then come back around through going to the Sun Road at Glacier National Park and just hit all that shit, man.
Nice, man. Yeah.
Well, keep coming up the PCH, keep coming up 101. You can go all the way around Washington through Oregon. You can loop around the Olympic Peninsula, which goes around Olympic National Park, which I'm at the very north end of that. But there are some amazing mountain passes in the Cascades. I mean, if you get this way, feel free to reach out. The North Cascades, it's opened about 7 months a year. But it is the most amazing mountain pass that you can ride through. It's actually, I think last year was one of Harley's top 50 rides. It made the ride for Washington, Harley's book.
Really?
And it is absolutely amazing. I mean, you can get up there around Lake Diablo, Lake Ross, and they're just like an emerald green because they're coming right off the glaciers. And the North Cascades probably, I think I would honestly say, is the hidden gem of Washington when it comes to riding a road. So, I mean, there's plenty of places, but if you make it this way, man, feel free to reach out. I'll give you some great places. Man, I'll go tag along and ride with you for a while.
I'm riding behind you, man. You're leading.
Well, he's never been there. He's just going off a video he's seen. What's up,
Hey, hey, would you like me to send you some pictures there, Junior? You fuck.
Wow. That escalated quickly.
That's right.
Hey, I want to say thanks to all those people that are posting comments saying that they're going to check out our channel and that they're going to hook up with us when we get back up to Tennessee and North Carolina for sure, man.
Yeah, I mean, make sure you check their channel out. I mean, it's great that you're doing that stuff for the community, and I love that you're giving back. I mean, that's a critical piece here. Well, and Junkyard Dadsky just sub. Look at that! Yay!
Nice.
All right, awesome, man.
Your check's in the mail, JR. We're Junkyard. We'll take care.
Yeah.
I remember when I started my channel and I was trying to, to kind of just get my legs on how to make videos and make content and stuff. And I really needed somebody, or felt like I needed somebody to help me along, to kind of give me pointers and such. And I want to be that person for other people now. So, man, my Facebook Messenger, Instagram, if you message me, you get a response. I mean, I'm
awesome.
Talking with lots of people all the time, and I'm happy to help wherever I can. Ask Greg, he'll tell you.
That's good to know, man. That's really good to know.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm a peon in this YouTube world. I'm always looking for advice.
Quit. No,
you, Denver.
Moto Rambling's been following your channel for a while.
Who is that?
Moto Ramblings.
Oh, Moto Ramblings. Yeah.
Some great people in here, man. Super supportive folks in here.
I think the most important thing that you can do, and honestly, the thing that everybody should be doing, I can't stand if you leave a comment on somebody's video and they don't reply back. I'm not saying all the time, but there's a lot of people that don't see the value, and they feel like it's a one-sided thing. Like, you should watch them, but they don't want to be part of that community to give back. That's like my massive pet peeve.
Yeah. I can tell you though that as I'm getting bigger, it's becoming more and more difficult because the people there's more and more of them, right?
Yeah.
And so I can totally understand where a guy like Adam Sandoval, you send him a message and you get an automated response saying he'll get back to you, and generally he does get back to you. but it's just a sheer volume of stuff. It's like at work, man. I get freaking 80 emails a day. I can't. It's like almost impossible to keep up with them.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's, tiers of advice, or, you want to say tiers of, where you're at in the world of whether it's YouTube, Instagram, where, somebody might send you a message, hey, can you lend me advice here? I see you've been doing this. And it's like, you can look at some, whether you're, content creators or you're on Instagram, Facebook. It's like, whether you're new to one platform or another, it's like there's, I think, levels of advice where, you might be a small channel, but somebody might come to you, hey, how'd you get to here? And I think we all have those other people that we can look up to.
Yep. And
everybody has a little bit of tidbit, I think, that can help somebody. I mean, Bry's a great person, that I look up to for a lot of advice. And, same with Junior and all these guys that I've met through this whole world. And I think, a lot of people can have that little bit of advice you might need or help to get you where you're trying to go. I mean, everybody has a pointer or two.
Yeah.
And this whole community is great for, giving back and helping other people out to get them to where they're trying to go, or, answer a simple question. And
yeah,
I think a lot of people might be afraid to reach out to somebody and say, oh, this guy's way too big for me to ask a question.
Mm-mm.
Where, a lot of those people, they might enjoy that, saying, hey, so-and-so awesome. Hey, let me, give you advice. Here's what I did at that point. And
yep.
It is awesome.
And I love it. I love when people, I'm honored, man, if somebody thinks enough of me to ask me a question, I am truly honored that they would seek advice from me. And it blows my mind sometimes, because I am just a dude, I'm just a guy with a camera. But if I can help in any possible way at all, I absolutely will. And it even if it only takes a minute just to respond to an email and, provide advice or just to say hi or whatever. I get so many comments all the time, people just saying, we love your content. I've had stuff that literally brings tears to my eyes from people that have said that, I've helped them through a bad time or whatever, because, they're stuck in a hospital bed and that's all they can do is watch YouTube, and they love art. I'm getting choked up.
Yeah, no. It's awesome, man.
It's I am so honored that people would reach out to me, and it warms my heart, and I'll help anybody any way that I can. I really will. And I've had guys call me and say, hey, literally people are saying, hey man, we're in town in Orlando. Do you have time for a ride? And if I can do it, I will. I absolutely will, just to go meet somebody. I mean, they spend their time watching our videos and following us on YouTube and Instagram. I can take some time to go meet them for sure.
Yeah. That's great, man. That's really good. And that's, that's the thing too, is like, when you're on a platform like this, you have, whether you have 10 followers or, 10,000 or 100,000, like there's always some you're going to have an impact on, so that's, one thing that's why I try and just be respectful with what I put out there. But when you have people reaching out to you, Pro Monk had the same thing too, where he's talking about someone that reached out to him during a tough time, and that's huge, man. That's when you're making a difference, and you're making a difference in people's lives that you've never met in person before, and that to me is just crazy.
Yeah. He seems like a good dude. He's from my I grew up down the Palm Beach area, which I think that's where he's from, right? Professional Monkey.
From Tampa, not Tampa, Miami. Like Miami area.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. Yeah. He seems like a good guy. Honestly, it's crazy. He has like 40,000 subs, but I just found his channel. Like I didn't even know who he was before.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been
Isn't
following
that weird how you can fall into something and you're like, oh, I never idea who this person is. And next thing you know, it's a crazy
then
world.
you're 10, 20 videos deep watches. Like, I need to find this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty insane. It kind of just blew up, and I started following when he had like maybe just under 2,000 subs.
Wow!
Now he's creeping up on 50,000. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts, huh?
Yeah. Great dude though, man. Family man. Great guy.
Same
with Big Smitty, another guy too.
Talk about somebody that has no ego.
Yeah. Sorry, Brian. Didn't mean to cut you off, but I don't know if you heard of Big Smitty riding too. Like he's another great his videos are amazing. If you're into killer intros and some funny intros in the videos, man.
Big Smitty's the man.
The guys.
Big Smitty stuff is awesome,
Yeah.
especially when the whole WrestleMania.
Yeah. The community is massive, man. It's crazy.
It really is, and I love seeing, like I'll go to another channel and I'll see like the same people that follow me are following this guy, and I think that's really cool. I like that too.
Yeah.
Well, and to Junior's point, I mean, there's not a day that goes by that I don't talk to another creator. I mean, I talk to these two guys probably every day, but it's amazing that the process mentioned it earlier, and I think it's true. Once you join YouTube, you realize how small the world is. Yeah. It gets small really quick.
By the way, I want everybody to know that's watching this that I had to beg Bry to be on this show.
No, come on.
There
was no begging. Oh, man. I feel like a terrible person.
No, it's not that at all. I was like...
You are a terrible person, man.
Well, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just,
It was just like, he'll never talk to me. He's too big.
Oh, I'm not. No, this is the thing that I love so much about this. And people are always like, and let's face it, if you want to be successful in YouTube, you have to drop those hook videos that, somebody gets suckered into, like telling people that Tesla's buying out Harley because people will watch that shit.
I don't do that.
So funny,
I did.
Man.
I totally did. But I think it's the connection that you can get with people, to me, that matters the most. Like, and to your point, being able to work with Bodine 52 is a classic example.
Awesome, dude.
Having a role model. It's like, dude, you have some time, I'm going to call you and I'm going to explain SEO, or I'm going to, XYZ. And I get frustrated when I see people doing it for the wrong reasons, and we all have our reasons, but I think it's really great. And that's the best part about these, is that, channel size to me is irrelevant. It's what you bring to the table. And obviously you bring a lot to the table, which is why you're successful. But I think it's really great to get someone else's perspective on this, because it's very easy to get lost in your own little niche, especially with the Harley riders, because they only want to watch like Harley content. It's like there's plenty of bikes out there, man.
Yeah.
There you go, Bri.
Plenty of bikes. What?
No, just you had to throw that little niche in there.
Well, it's the truth. No, I mean, seriously, like how many Harley people do you hear that are like, oh, I won't buy X because it's total crap. Have you ever ridden it? No. Okay. Well,
right.
I mean, what are we basing this on? It's like, okay, sure.
Stereotype.
Yeah.
I had somebody say to me one time that the only reason I ride an Indian is because I wanted to tap into this huge market. And, like my channel is focused on Indian because it's so big. And I'm like, dude, if that's what it was about, I would have done strictly Harley content, because that's where all the viewers are,
Somebody was telling me, and it was Kid Moto from the 530 Bikers was telling me that, I don't know the channel. It was just a passing discussion, but somebody had a Royal Enfield and they have a channel, and the channel's huge. And I'm like, of all the things you would think that would be huge, it wouldn't be Royal Enfield, but apparently it is,
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think the problem with all this content is if you have X brand of bike, Harley, Indian, realistically, they're the two are big vtwin players. You're fishing in a bigger pond, where if you go outside that pond and maybe you have a scooter, people will be more drawn to you because you're fishing in a smaller pond.
Yeah.
There's a smaller amount of content out for that. Don't know if that made any sense, but
yeah, no, I see what you're saying, that there isn't enough of that content already.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, right? How many people can tell you about whether they like the new Sportster S? Unlike Ty, who has one.
Yeah, that is a nice bike. I can't wait to test ride that bad boy.
I like the videos of people that put out the video. I'd never buy that. Okay, but what was the point?
Yeah,
it's a strange world. So what are your plans for world domination, Brian? What are you going for next?
I've gotten to the point where, and maybe this sounds a little to use a big word, egalitarian or whatever.
Whoa, slow down.
That's
like 8 syllables.
I know. I'm not trying to. I'm not doing this YouTube thing to get bigger, right? I'm doing this because I enjoy editing and I enjoy writing, and I put the two together. And, you know, if all that stuff comes along with it, then great. You know, I get free parts and people send me shit and I do reviews and, you know, that's all cool. I like that. But I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I like just the whole creative process. And so for me, you know, I don't have a goal of getting to 20,000 subs or 100,000 subs or whatever. And if someday that happens and I get to a point where I can quit my day job and do this, which I don't ever think that's going to happen, because I just don't appeal to that big of an audience, I don't think. But, you know, like I'm not. What's that?
What makes you say that?
I'm with Indian, number one. You know, and it's just not that, it's not as big as Harley. Yeah. And I mean, it could happen. I don't know. I have what some people call imposter syndrome. Like I really don't think I'm that great. You know, that's maybe why I always strive to be better. So sometimes I feel like I don't deserve, you know, the recognition that I get sometimes. And that's why I'm always trying to be better, because I want to be better, but I just enjoy doing it. So it's not like a numbers thing for me anymore. And I'll admit that when I started it, yes, I wanted to get to 1,000 subs so I could get monetized. And I wanted to get, you know, there were some other people that I followed that I wanted to catch up to them or have as many subs as them. But after I got to a certain point, it's like, okay. And I'll tell 100% honest, when I hit 10,000 subs, I'm going to be pretty happy. It's going to be pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, but you know, you made a comment, Brian. You're doing it because you enjoy it. You're having fun.
Yeah,
and that right there totally seals the deal. I mean, you're not in it for the subs. You're not in it because you want to, you know, become the next Adam Sandoval.
Right.
You're having fun doing what you're doing. You enjoy riding. You have a great talent at filming and doing your photos and your video. And the bottom line is, you can't beat it when you're having fun and enjoying it. So to me, I mean, you've already won.
Yeah, maybe. I think you're right. Yeah.
So here's a question to put you on the spot. You do X amount of videos in a week, you know, whatever your career video is you want to look at. How much of your videos do you think are good to you?
Every single one.
Okay.
Good answer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I honestly, sometimes I will sit and watch my older videos. Now, look, the first 6 months or whatever, I don't count all that, but because I was really kind of learning a lot. But everything I think I've put out in the last year and a half, and I've been doing this almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in June. Maybe 2 years. Everything I put out in the last 2 years, I'm pretty damn proud of, honestly. And I don't say that from a point of, you know, oh, I'm really good or anything. I'm just like, I'm happy with what I made. It's not as good as Peter McKinnon and a lot of Adams videos and, you know, stuff like that, or $1 Million Bogan or whatever. That guy made, I don't even think he's making videos anymore, but, you know, he made some great videos. And, you know, I always want to be better, but the stuff that I want to do now is more cinematic, right? I mean, like, I want my stuff to look like something Harley Davidson would produce or Indian would produce. I want it to be, you know, pro level stuff. And that's just my desire to continually get better. And that's what I want to do. I have so many things in this head that I want to get on film, you know, camera angles and, you know, stuff from different positions and, you know, things I want to say. There's so much I want to say that I have stuff written down in the computer that, you know, messages I want to get across that are not political, that are none of that stuff. They're just about life and being a human being and life experience and things like that. So I'm happy with to answer your question, I'm very happy with everything that I've made. And some of it's a little kitschy and some of it's, kind of goofy or whatever. But that's who I am. I'm a goofy guy. Anybody that knows me as a human being knows that I'm quick to laugh. I'm always making a joke. And I want that to come across in my videos too.
But then, I've watched a lot of, creators and some of these big ones, the guys that love to get back and give advice. And so many will say, everybody starts at your first video. You'll get 20, 50 videos in. And okay, say now you're 200 or 300. You can go back and look at the beginning, and think, "Oh my God, it was horrible."
Yeah,
everybody starts at that.
Everybody starts somewhere. Yeah,
but we grow and you evolve, and you learn editing techniques. Your equipment evolves. You upgrade, and you start learning tricks. And the content you're going to put out is going to grow. It's going to evolve. It's going to get way better. But, and I'm one of those guys, it's that part. It's like I put together some writing videos like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to put it out. But I look in the back of my mind. It's like, you know what? We all start somewhere. I mean, you got to put it out. You got to learn. You got to evolve. And, we're all our own worst critic. But,
for sure,
you got to go from there.
Well, and it's hard, too, because you're doing something in a public space, right? So, like, you put it out there. There's a vulnerability in doing that. And it's hard because if you put it out there, if you're putting anything on YouTube, you have to have brass ones because people would just be like, you're stupid and fat. Well, okay, is that all you had? I mean, is that really what you came up with?
Yeah, but those are fun though, aren't they? I mean, when people post shit like that, I love that because
I love, and some days I try to ignore it and I get sucked in, but I like to ask the open-ended question of like, well, why is that? Why do you feel that way? So then they just keep responding back. And then you're just like, this is just too much fun now. It's just like, just keep driving my view count up. Thanks.
No, I totally get that. And I get that all the time. And, nothing against the Harley community, but I'm telling you what, man, there are some Harley guys that absolutely hate Indian with a passion, and all they do is go to my channel and Polaris this and Polaris that, and they don't have anything to back it up. It's the same three guys. It always is. And I just have so much fun with them because it's the same broken record, and I just play with them. It's fun.
Well, and it's so funny too how I guess every company needs it, but it's a shame how deep the loyalty goes with no understanding. It's just, you go into my dealer and there's guys there that are, it doesn't matter what it is, they don't like it,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you get to Harley Indian, that's not so much loyalty, it's rivalry. I mean, you're going back to 1903, 1906. I mean,
it's the Chevy Ford thing, I mean,
exactly. Big Smitty.
It's whatever you ride, whatever you buy, you like more, and that's cool. I mean, it's like the same with pipes. A guy gets Reinhardt pipes, and those are the greatest pipes in the world. And forget about the Bassanis or the Freedoms or anything else.
The Vance and Hines. And
right, exactly. So I take all that with a grain of salt. I don't care about that. It's fun. Now I tell you what, I've had. I don't want to throw a wet blanket on it, but we did a ride video. There was a charity ride for a wounded officer, right? And his name was Jason Rayner. He later passed. He got shot in the head by a crook. And I did a ride video of that weekend, and it's a fun video or whatever. And I started getting death threats on the channel. And YouTube pulls them down almost immediately, but you know how it is. They come to your email bin, right? So you get those death threats, and it makes you think, man, that there are some crazy people out there. Woo.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, have you ever seen there's
That's insane.
I forget what it's called. There's an Instagram feed it's a female motorcycle creator, and it's a bunch of female creators that they screenshot DMs that people send them, and I'm just like, wow, is this really what the world's become?
Oh, really? I'll have to check that out.
I have to find it. It's hysterical. It's like,
oh wow,
really? Like, is this really what the world's become?
Yeah, I can't believe that. Like some of these people, they waste their time Like they will complain about every second of my video. Like 10 minutes into the video, they'll say, "Oh, this was stupid that you did this." I'm like, "Well, why did you spend 10 minutes watching my video?"
Well, there's some sort of analytic
Trolls.
or what it is that they say that people will spend more time watching bad content than they will good content. It's like the people that watch the weather and argue with it. You know, it's like they want to argue with it, but they'll keep watching it. You know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I had a friend's dad who was like that. He'd look at the weather and be like, "Oh, it says it's going to rain." And then he'd walk outside. The weatherman has no idea what he's talking about. But then the weather channel's been on. Yeah, the weather channel's been on for 8 hours. You're like, "Come on, man, turn it off."
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's a weird world. I feel bad for the people that take time out to leave comments like that. It's like, how bad must your life be?
Right. Yeah.
Like if your only enjoyment is telling me I'm fat, man, I feel bad for you. Sorry, Jimmy, that wasn't directed.
I
at
hear
you.
that from my wife anyway. So you know.
You know, what you got, you know.
Right.
It's too funny, especially the people that are non-creators. You're like, you know, they make these off the wall comments. You're like, oh, okay, that's great. Sure.
Yeah,
whatever.
like they don't know what it takes to do this, right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's weird because it's one of the few mediums that you can do that. Let's assume you take it serious. It's a job at some level, and you put stuff out, and then you have to wait, and people make comments. You're like, people won't do this in my own job. You know what I mean? Like, I know people come up to me at work going, "Oh, by the way, Brad, that email you sent last week sucked. Didn't like it. Gonna leave a comment."
Hey, let me ask you guys a question. How much how much time on average do you spend editing for every minute that you post, right? So a 10-minute video, how long does that take you to edit typically?
No.
Okay,
comment.
since I did one of the
8
toy
days,
run,
8
I think
years.
I had around 90 minutes to 100 minutes of footage, and I cut it down to about, I think it's 7 or 9 minutes, and I think that took me about 9 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, this is fucking insane.
Yeah, I average about an hour to an hour and a half per minute of video.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Ouch.
Yep.
That's I mean, and to get the quality that you put out, I mean, that's probably, you know, as a non-professional, or, you know, I mean, that's a lot of time, but it's definitely worth what you're putting out, man.
It's worth it, man.
But really in your head, when I think about it, or if my wife thinks about it, because there's sometimes I'm in here and I haven't even eaten yet. My wife's like, "You gonna come eat? You like been here for 8 hours? Like,
yeah,
you just got done with the 8-hour shift. Now you're gonna work in here for 8 hours." Like, but you know, when you don't know what it is you're doing, especially when I first started out, I had to teach myself, and it was just kind of like, but I wanted to learn it, you know, and it just took a lot of time. So I guess it depends. Yeah, you're right, Big Smitty. Depends on the video. Sometimes you can put one together real quick, and it just depends, you know.
Yeah, I'm seeing Motor Rambling says it depends on, you know, some do take forever, others are quick and lazy.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, that's about what I average. But, you know, sometimes I'll get a 10-minute video out and it only takes me 4 or 5 hours, but that's very rare. That's very rare.
Yeah, jumpstart, especially when you have multiple cams. Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's I give you a lot of credit. That's a return. That's a lot of work for the return, for sure.
Dedication, man.
Oh yeah. A passion.
32 hours. Yikes.
Yeah.
Mama spent 32 hours on one of the world record poker run videos. Wow.
Jeepers.
Wow.
Yeah,
which one was it? I gotta watch that, Badgers.
I spent about 40 hours on my Robbinsville video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. That's a 30-minute video, 26 minutes.
Yeah. Hudson, that's crazy, man. Yeah, those shorts too take a while sometimes.
I'm trying to find that here. I wanted to show you the timeline on this video. It's amazing. Oh. Well, here, hang on a second. Am I boring you guys?
Not at all.
No, man, you're great. Denver, you look like you're about to pass
Do you work
out,
with
right?
proxies or do you work
No,
with the
it's almost
original
bedtime.
file?
I got up at 2:00 this
No,
morning.
I don't use proxies. Oh, here we go. Hang on.
Man, I need to get that Crash Ink hat. I like that one.
I got the limited edition one too in the bedroom, the gray one. I won't ever wear it though.
Send it
It's
my
a
way, man.
limited
You're not wearing it.
edition. You can't get it dirty.
I'm
I know,
still waiting on that
exactly.
package you said you were going to send me. Same with Brian.
know.
You guys are like the worst at that. I don't even know why I'm still waiting.
Hey,
Yeah, we're the worst.
I sent a
This-
UPS.
Dumps.
You can just go ahead and leave comments on my videos. I don't mind. Just tell me I'm
yeah.
a terrible person. Yeah, we'll
I'll
get
have to
over
turn
it.
into a troll after this.
Yeah, but you're a friendly troll. I don't mind friendly trolls. Friendly trolls are okay.
Wow, look at that.
Holy crap!
Whoa.
I like that monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
it's still trying to locate all the media, but look at that.
Wow. That's just footage.
Yeah, that's all footage there. That's one video.
That's crazy.
That
Jeepers.
yeah. No, I'm sorry. This is two videos. That
Oh, okay.
I broke it up into two videos here. So this one's 24 minutes on this side. You can see all the different audio. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if this is showing up well on camera.
No, I can
but
see it.
anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's a typical timeline for me.
Oh, that's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So anyway,
So now everyone that's watching this is just like, yeah, we're quitting tomorrow. That's it. Give it up.
We got nothing.
don't quit. Invest more time. Work harder. Make it better. Be more creative. Think about stuff. Don't just try to rush a video out. Actually put some time and effort into it. It will pay off. It's worth it. It really is.
Great advice
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
And you know what I do? I tell you what. You asked if I like everything I've done. I posted a video one time and I took it down before it even went live.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not happy with it. And I put 4 or 5 more hours into it and made it perfect. And that's very rare that I'll upload
See you,
something.
Dave.
But usually I'll do the editing and I'll let it sit overnight and I'll come back and I'll sit down to it again the next day and I'll find stuff that needs to be better. This audio transition, comes in too hard, right? The music starts too quick. I could shift it over a couple more beats. There's always something that I can improve, and it pays off in the end. Nobody that's watching it knows I did all that stuff, and
Right.
nobody, knows. I could have made it worse, and it would probably still be okay, or I could have left it as is. But putting that extra effort into it makes it perfect, and that's what I like. I love that.
That's awesome.
Man, your passion, dude, has got me inspired to knock out some videos this week.
That's very true.
Yeah,
Just go to your local camera store, Junior. Just drop
I
it
put
all.
up 2 videos in the same day last week, and a couple of people hit me up like, "Oh, look at you, 2 in one day! Like, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I've done that, but they've been in the hopper for a while.
Oh, sorry, Junior. We just ratted you out. Looks like you're not getting any new equipment, buddy. Sorry. That's Junior's fault, Brian.
Oh, that's awesome right there.
Okay, 9 Miles says, took me 50 hours to edit each one of my Stubborn American and Forgotten Angels videos. Yeah, man, that's what it takes. I'll have to check out his channel. What is that again? 9 Miles on 2 wheels?
9 mils on 2 wheels.
9
9
miles on
mils,
2
okay.
wheels. Yeah,
He's a great dude.
yeah, great dude. Yep.
Yeah, well, if anybody's putting that kind of effort into it, then that's something that I want to check out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you said. I mean, it pays off in the quality of your work for sure.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
absolutely.
Yep.
It's an amazing rabbit hole you can go down. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, 9 Mils, I'm looking up your channel right now.
So,
Is it the number 2 or TWO?
It's not 9. Put your link in the description. Make it easy.
It's 9 mils on number 2, and then wheels.
A number 2? Okay.
Yeah.
Stubborn America. There he is. All right. I'm going to sub you, dude. And then I'm going to watch. How's that? And if I don't like your content, I'll let you know.
Give him advice. Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's the kind of support we all need.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, hey, I got to jump off. I got to eat dinner, and I got to get to bed to get up.
No problem, Denver.
Morning.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
I thought you ate dinner before you came on. You're gonna eat dinner again?
I haven't eaten dinner yet, buddy.
All right, man.
I was having a hydraulic dinner of beverages.
Just trying to look out for you.
Hey, Brian, it was great to meet you and whatnot. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man.
Denver, before you go, you want to plug your Sunday show?
Yeah, you guys check out the V-Twin Life podcast. We're here on YouTube Sunday at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That'd be 8 o'clock for you East Coast guys. We'll have Hells on Two Wheels, diving into the motorcycle history of why they got into it and why they enjoy it so much, and hear some great stories, and it's going to be a good time.
Awesome.
Guys can check that out Sunday.
I get to hang out with them for the week or for the night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, guys, it's been a lot of fun, man. Thanks, Bri. Junior.
All right.
See you, Dad.
Buddy.
Love you, bro.
See you, Brian.
See you guys.
All right.
Oh, that's right. And then Baggers and Brews is doing a live stream of Professional Monkey Friday night. They're doing it off. They're not doing normal Thursday. They're going Friday night. So that'll be fun.
Nice. Sweet.
Okay.
A lot of people popping up in the doing the live streams, which I think is a lot of fun. I think it's a great way to interact with people live and sort of have something to look forward to every week. I'm enjoying it more and more. We were talking before the show. I like doing this way more than I do doing it recorded because it's just becomes what it becomes.
Yeah.
Junior just yells at me and it's good content.
Cool.
That's a great
Well, hey,
segment,
before I go, I want to plug our get together we're having again at Indian of Seminole County, which is Sky Power Sports. We're in Sanford, Florida, about 30 minutes out of Daytona. And just go to our Facebook page at Ride with Two Indians and check out the events tab. All the instructions will be there. We're going to have food and drinks. And like I said, it's just going to be a good time meeting people and hanging out with other creators and all of our fans and followers too. And then we'll be out at the Durango Rendezvous in June in Durango, Colorado, riding and hanging out with everybody. There's like 300 people registered for that event already. So it's going to be awesome.
Wow,
that's
nice.
awesome. If you would, Brian, send me the links to any of those things. I'll make sure it's in the description.
Okay, awesome.
I will do that. And obviously, I'm going to put your channel in there as well.
Yep,
I didn't get to that yet.
For sure.
We're a little behind today.
For sure.
Just a little behind.
And Brian, I'll probably be hitting you up too for I think I'm gonna message you later on Facebook just to get some of the. I think you mentioned 3 people. Some of the YouTube
I see your message here in the chat, and I'm going to follow up with that. Yep.
Okay, cool. No worries. I'll hit you up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, Brian, thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you.
I really
Anytime.
appreciate it.
I
had a
really
lot
enjoy your
of fun.
perspective. That's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Junior, you want to
Anytime
hang
you
out
want
for a
me
little
back,
bit? You
let
have
me
to
know.
go?
What's that?
Yeah, I got to take off too, Brian. Hey, but
Okay.
Brian, I appreciate you, sir.
So
That was
wrap
great,
it.
man. I love
Awesome.
the passion.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah, make sure everyone you check out Brian's channel and check out Junior's channel and Denver's channel. I'm going to be live with Denver this Sunday. And make sure you check out Baggers and Brews with Professional Monkey this Friday. And that's all we had. Brian, thank you so much for your time. Greatly appreciate it.
Anytime, man.
All
Hello,
right.
Brian.
Hope you all have a
Hello,
great
sir.
weekend, guys.
Peace, guys.
Sure.
Take
See
care,
ya.
man.
Thanks, everybody, for watching.
All right.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.